Hey everybody, today we're going to be doing a comparison for a SGL 31, a Russian AK-74, and a Tavor 16-inch rifle that is, I guess, US compliant for the civilian market. I just got the Tavor. I bought both of these guns secondhand, so I don't really know, the history behind it and how it was used prior to me getting it. And I don't have any 5.56 caliber rifles, so I had to pick up some mags and whatnot. So I initially got a deal with a gentleman who just came back from Iraq. Sold me these USGI mags with tan followers, which were supposed to be good. However, I was getting some failure to feeds with it, because I don't know if it was just the mags that he sold me, but I guess they don't tilt or anything when you press it down. But when I was pushing the bullets through, where the bullet head meets the casing was hitting this lip right here, and then it was getting caught on the opposite side of where this synthetic bullet is. So, I guess it would fire, and then it wouldn't chamber up the second round or some. And then one thing about the Tavor that I didn't like is that, if there is a problem, like let's say if the bullet's inside the chamber here. Well, I gotta show you from the other side. Actually, I can't even show you, but okay, if there was a bullet in the chamber and you wanted to eject it out, you have to take out the mag, like most other guns, and you have to charge this back and then let it fly forward, because it's non-reciprocating. And basically this is a rod that pushes some type of bolt mechanism back, and then slides it back forward. And then the bolt here, it stops here, and then it pushes something back. Well, anyways, if the bolt, needs to catch the casing and then eject it out, if you don't do it correctly, the bolt's not going to seat all the way, and it's not going to be able to get it out. So, that is a concern of mine. Oh yeah, and one thing that's different about the Tavor is once you cock it back, you just got to let it slam forward, and you can't ease it in there. Like with an AK, you can gently cock it back and glide that one round in. You can look at it, and when it's seated in the chamber, you're ready to go. With the Tavor, you just gotta rack it back, let it go forward, and you're ready to go. If you ease the Tavor in, it's not gonna get seated properly. It really just has to just bang in there. So let me show you an example. I gotta one-hand this because I'm holding the camera. Can y'all even see that? Alright, so I eased it. Hold up. I don't know if you could see that, but there's a little gap right there, and it's not going to be seated properly. Oh yeah, and then that has to snap back into place. Like, so you got to do everything. And then, this has to be seated all the way forward, and if not, it's not going to run properly. So you got to keep that in mind. And when I had some failure to feeds using some of these mags, I was just a little I was just a little bothered. I mean, the Israeli people have like some really awesome guns, or the IWI. The Uzi, shot one of those before. Those are really nice. Like the Jerichos, which are based off the CZs that you've seen in my other videos. Those are nice too. But man, the Tavor. Okay, back to a comparison. The Tavor, the weights in the back, you can, once you hold this and have the stock digging into your shoulder, you can one-hand this, and if you had optics on top, it would be really easy for you to get on target, and it would be a blast to shoot. Oh yeah, one other feature that I really liked about it is it has the built-in iron sights for my model, at least, and then there's actually a tritium insert in the front post. That was a great feature. Really like that. And one thing that might be different about about this Tavor is, the graphics. There's a gentleman named Sid who did this one, and I'm here in Georgia, and he also did a really cool Chris, I think it was a Chris pistol, and that one was it was gray, had a similar design, it had a Noveski fire pig or something like that, and like a light. So if you're in Georgia, or if you've seen that gun that kind of has this similar pattern, you know who you are. Made by the same guy. You guys probably might not see it. I've seen it on Arms List a couple of times, but same creator. And it was quite a pleasure to meet that gentleman, and he really makes some cool stuff. I would give you his contact details, but he doesn't really have anything on his website, so you wouldn't really know what other examples he might be able to do for you. And if you were interested, you can message me, but I'm sure there's other people that might be able to do some similar stuff. He claims to also do some work with Nintendo and Activision as well. Look, and then, I mean, honestly, this gun looks like something straight out of Halo. It looks pretty sweet, but I picked this up at a very fair price. I didn't buy it for the graphics. Yeah, so one-handing this guy, amazing. Assuming that they both worked perfectly. The SGL runs like a champ. It's an AK. What more is there to say? One thing I do need to mention is that sometimes when you're using Tapco mags, especially for Bulgarian and Russian AK-47 variants with the 7.62s, it might not snap into place with Tapco mags. If you have a Wasser, or which is like a Romanian AK by Century Arms, where it was a single stack and then they opened up the mag wells a little bit, I think the clearance is a little wider, so those are easily able to be snapped in. And actually, these are the 5.45 mags, and they actually work for this gun, which is pretty cool. So I might hang on to these, but I had to get rid of all my Tapco 7.62 mags because they were not fitting in my rifles, and I don't own any more Romanians. So that's the end of that saga. The AK is a little more top heavy, and after you shoulder the Tavor for a little bit, it seems like this stock is very short. It seems like the stock is short, and then the weight's kind of up front. So, if you use the Tavor, you're gonna get a little spoiled with, the center of gravity and not having all the weight up front, and it's gonna feel weird holding the AK. But with the proper grip, like you can put your hand underneath or like on the magazine when you're shooting, and that helps kind of have a point of contact here with the balancing. But my first experience with the Tavor wasn't good for me personally. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are gonna say, hey, the Tavor is great. I don't know what you're talking about. Your AK sucks. Yeah, thanks. But I'm just foreseeing that. But hey man, the AK works. The Russian people use it. They're really no frills type of people. This is not a bad weapon, but it's busy. So if there's something stuck in there, it's a little harder to get out. There's no forward assist or anything. But then again, if you think about it, the simplicity of everything could be a highlight as well, because there's no forward assist, so you just gotta cock it back, and there's no forward assist. It's just there's just some small details about this rifle that makes it so you don't have to think too much about it. Like with the ARs, there's some more levers and stuff, and that's just more thinking. But this one is a little more basic. Cleaning's a little harder because once the trap door opens and you gotta start messing around in there, that can be a little bit of a nuisance. But like I said, the AK, it's like a standard, really easy to clean. The ammo's cheaper if you can find it. Like right now, we're in February of 2015. We can still find 7 and 610s. I've seen them as low as 200 and average 220, 230. And then if you go online and shop through, private parties, you might find it for 200 to 10, up to 250. So after shipping and all that would be like 22, 23 cents a round. And then the rounds for this, you can use 223s. I've seen them at the store for 30 cents. You might be able to get a better deal than me, but I don't really know too much about the 5.56 223 ammo at the moment because I haven't been in the market, as I just got this guy. Another thing I wanted to mention was these are let's try to focus here. These are Gen 2 windowed PMags. I fitted it in, haven't really used it yet. And then this one has you see that the U looking groove. It's supposed to be USA. I'm not sure if it's Canada or not. I don't know how to tell the difference. But it has the U grooves, but so far it doesn't seem like, it's messing the bolt release up. I don't really see, too much of the bolt release rising up to be damaged. And that's just a plastic piece there, which reminded me of something. I lost track of thought. I was thinking about the ammo and some other stuff for a second. Dang. I think it was a comparison. I forgot what it was. Dang. Wish I would have edited my videos. But anyways, yeah, AK simplicity wise, I like it a lot more. Another thing about the Tavor, it has the angled rail right here, which is always convenient. The Tavor is honestly a modern weapon, and the AK is an oldie, but it's still good. I hope to do more testing with the Tavor, unless I sell it, then we can't do any more testing. But I hope to give it another try and maybe change my mind about her and work it out. But man, it feels really good shouldering this thing. I remember the triggers. So this one has about a 12-pound pull. I don't recall what the AK has, but I put a Tapco G2 and it has like a very crisp trigger pull. This one is very firm. It had the little spring in the trigger pack removed, and it's at 8 pounds. which is pretty high, and it's very firm. It's like, you know, you're really working to put those rounds out there. So, you know, for bump firing, it's going to be a challenge. AK, not that bad. Not that I bump fire too much. That's a waste of ammo. It is kind of fun, but, you know, whatever. And the trigger packs, it just, you know, it's like a little, probably like this little thing right here. It just comes right in, and then, you know, you just buy a trigger job, a little pre-made, just stick them in there. I feel like they wanted to do that on purpose. Tavor probably just owns those little companies that make these little trigger packs, because I mean, they made it so easy just to, you know, take that thing out and put it back in. Like they knew something. Like, it's just another part they want to sell you, because they do offer some other little gadgets and stuff. And the trigger packs are $250 to $400, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. Another thing I like about the AK is that, you know, the cleaning kit, it's inside the stock. Got your cleaning rod right there. You're in the battlefield, something gets messed up, you can just, you know, jam some stuff down in there, take it out, whatever. The Tavor, if something was stuck in there, like such as a casing, man, I'm pretty sure I would have a hard time getting that thing out. I would really need some tools or something. And, you know, it is just a little more busy. It's a nice rifle, but I would have to get back to a part 2 on this. But if I was about to run out of my house right now, carry one thing, probably take that guy, because I know it works. The Tavor is cool, great gun. Wish it worked a little better. Actually, let me pause. Let me take that last statement back, because I'm gonna give it a couple of more runs, and then I might warm up to it a little bit more. You know, feels great. You know, if it wasn't so selective on the mags and whatnot, I would be a little more happier. But the AK, it really runs, and I'm a practical guy. Right now, this one brand new, 1500 after the Russian gun ban, if that's what we want to call it. This one is about 1800 at my local gun store. You might be able to get it cheaper. I've seen them used for 1500, 1600, give or take. They usually come up with optics, so they ask, you know, 1800 to 2000 with optics. But this can do the same job. This one, I've seen some do some very nice grouping. I don't know what, you know, the grouping is on this guy, but I've seen some pretty nice stuff with it. It actually feels nicer. It points nicer. I really am hurt to actually give negative comments about this gun. Seriously, like, if you handle it, you'll know why, because the way that it's set up, you really don't need to even change the hand guards, because you don't really need a front grip on it. Like, if you have one, I feel like A, you like having useless shit on there, or B, you might be retarded, because I don't know what you're shooting out of there or why you would need a front grip, unless it's just for, you know, actually, I don't think you really just don't need it, because when your hand's here and this has like a perfect angled groove for your hand to just sit right underneath it from the other side, or you can put it up here if you want, you know, whichever your preference is, but you really don't need to change anything about this gun. Now, the AK, if you wanted to put something there, it may help, like an angled foregrip, or, you know, if you wanted to put the, you know, just like a regular foregrip on it, I mean, you can. It's not going to be as slim as it is, but, you know, I mean, you could do it, and it might help you a little bit, because the weight's really up there, and I feel like this is a thicker barrel than this, or maybe it might be the same, but it just feels more top heavy, because this is just really lightweight. and then some of the weight's kind of up here as opposed to here. You know, the bolt is, you know, pretty much here. A lot of the weight's back here. So yeah, ergonomics blows it out the water. Functionality, I'm sure they're both good if in like ideal perfect conditions, but something about the AK I like better, just because if there's any problems, you can fix it, you could see it. This one, you gotta like take everything out, and you gotta like, you know, keep racking that back and looking in there, and you know, it could be a little harder. But yeah, you know, I've seen some really nice key rail mods or whatnot, and yeah, I mean, you could put some more stuff on it, but you know, as it comes out of the box, this, like they've done a lot of thinking into this guy, so you know, I don't really think you would need another mount or anything. For aesthetic purposes, cool. Or maybe that flashlight thing, that sounds like a kind of a cool idea. Like if you're into the I don't know, if you want to do like a 3-gunner slash like a home defense weapon, like having like a magnified optic up top, have a small Trigicon RMR, or like a you know, Vortex Viper or Burris Fastfire, you know, the little small red dots here, so you know, you can look at, you know, your target long range, and then there's like a short range target you can like switch out right quick, you know, just flip it over, look at that guy. And then if you would need a little flashlight, you might have a little pressure switch and have a little flashlight here, or a laser or something, and you know, that would definitely be cool if you needed that. But you know, as it sits, really awesome gun. And then the AK, I don't think I really need to say much about the AK. Everybody's seen the AK. You've been seeing this for like almost 50 or more years now, so you know, AK, there's not much to talk about. Like, I mean, this is what we need to talk about. This guy right here. Stay tuned for hopefully, I don't want to make any commitments yet, but hopefully I can make another video with my thoughts about the Tavor. I don't think I've seen anybody compare the AK to a Tavor. I mean, sure, might have seen a video or two, but, you know, personally, I've been wondering, hey, AK versus Tavor, what do you like better? And I haven't seen it, so now, you know, here it is for you. And I will write a description of everything that I talk about, because I know I go on rants, inside my little description box. So if you want to check out my videos in the future, and if you know, don't like my rants, just read the description box, because a lot of people out there, they want you to watch their videos, and then, you know, sometimes I don't have time for it. So I would rather you just give me your thoughts and opinions on the description box, because I can just read that 10 seconds, get the idea, go to my next video, or, you know, try to pick up more knowledge somewhere else. And I'm doing this for you guys. I'm giving you guys knowledge, because I would like for you to know. I want to know. I appreciate other people who make videos. I might not make the best videos. I don't get paid for it. This is just my free service to you guys. So, yeah, I mean, please try to take the negative comments lightly on me. I mean, you could talk a lot of trash, but, you know, are you gonna go out and buy one of these rifles and one of those rifles and have them side by side and talk about them? And maybe if you're like the military arms channel guy, or, you know, like AK Operators Union, which I really like their videos, and they're awesome. I watch a lot of their stuff. You know, I mean, if they do it on a professional level that they do, great. And I'm not. I'm just some random dude showing you some guns. Look at my CZ and then CZ75 Omega. You know, look at my my Russian AK and my my Bulgarian AK. And since the last video, SGL-21 has been sold. Unfortunately, I still have the Bulgarian, but I was thinking, hey, I still have another Russian right there. You know, why not get rid of it? I got a fair value out of it, so I parted with it. I'm not kicking myself yet, but you know, if I do later, then you know, that's how it goes. But anyways, I appreciate you watching my videos. If you'd like to see more random video of guns, please check out my page, and I'll let you know what we can add to the collection or what I get next, so I can, you know, share some details about it. And I'm not going to make a video if someone has already made it, or maybe if I thought that they didn't do, if they missed some stuff, then I might make another video. But I probably wouldn't want to do another video of something that someone else has already done, and especially if they did it better than me, because that would not be worth any of our times, you or me. So just check out my other videos that are going to come up. Don't know what it's going to be. I get new things randomly, just whenever I feel like spending some money, or whenever I sell a gun and get a new one. So stay posted. And if you guys want to, you know, recommend something for me, then I'm definitely open to trying new things out. If you're going to say, hey, how about this and this, and if your gun's a piece of crap, I'm probably not going to buy it. So, you know, just keep that in mind. Like, this is, you know, top of the line AK-74, or it could be top of the line. And this is a pretty new rifle, which is probably more than what most people pay for their rifles. Like, it's not like your, you know, your grandpa or your dad's AR-15. Like, this is some new shit. This is like, what's that, like future weapons stuff. I mean, this is like some, you know, some really cool shit. And if you're telling me to go buy some damn Zastava AK or some, I mean, it's a nice rifle, don't get me wrong, but you know, if you want me to get some more lower quality items and compare that, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it, but you know, you could always try to persuade me, because I just might do it. So just keep that in mind. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching my video, and you have a great day, night, afternoon, holiday, whatever day it is you're watching this video. Thank you.